YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another YouTube video. Alrighty, you guys. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I always talk, you know what? You know what's so funny? I always be in like replay mode because I always come on here talking about thank you for joining me. And it probably ain't even nobody watching right now. But I will say thank you all for those of you all who will be watching. Today we're gonna get ready to catch up with Keesha. If I know I've been gone for a minute, so I'm sorry, y'all. I've been busy, busy, busy. Hey, you lint liquor. Hey, how you doing? But yeah, so I have been busy, 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 you guys. So I have been gone for about 10 days. So I'm sorry about that. Y'all know I be working, I be trying to do other little stuff on the side. So I'm a busy girl. But I said, you know what? Let me come check in with my YouTube fam. If you are listening to this and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hey, Unity Jersey girl, thank you for joining. Um, but yeah, I had scheduled this live earlier. I said I was working. I was like, you know what? Hey, angel persons, how you doing? I said, you know what? I have not been on my YouTube, but there's been a lot going on. And I know that my girl D is live right now too, but I had already scheduled this one. So I know that a lot of people may have to catch me for replay because she's also talking about Keesha. So I know some of my audience, my Keesha audience is going to be over there as well, which is totally fine. This will be up for replay and y'all can always indulge and enjoy. Look, I don't went live, forgot to turn on my monetization, y'all. And I just be all over the place, okay? So give me 1 second. Let me do that. Let me do that, honey. And we are gonna get into some things, okay? Let's see. Y'all know I am not tech savvy at all, okay? And it's crazy because I work with computers all day. Let's see here. Get it. It says she always talking about Keisha at the end. No. But yeah, so we are going to get into it. Get into it. What's going on with my look? My Wi-Fi been not start acting crazy today either. I upgraded my Wi-Fi, but it's like it's been acting weirder since I upgraded it. That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Let me turn on my monetization, okay? And we are going to get into it, okay? All righty. So 1 second, you guys. One moment. See, I be forgetting everything, okay? Alrighty, so I have turned my monetization on. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, first baby mama, thank y'all for showing me some love. Thank y'all for showing me some love. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Latoya R. How you doing? It says, I like you because even if people don't agree with you, you still allow people to speak their opinion without blocking them. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I don't block people. I welcome all opinions as long as they're respectful and they don't get too crazy. I welcome all opinions on my platform. It's all love over here. So no problem. All righty. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I know that other people are live right now. Hey, Queen T. So yes, this will definitely be up for replay. And I'm not gonna try to hold y'all too long. Yes, hit the likety like, hit the likety like, honey. Okay. So let's get into it, y'all. So, honey, I am late to the party. I am late to the party, honey. I have missed out on so much. It says, "Hey, Lisha, I feel I never get your notifications. Really? Make sure that you have it set to all. But I don't know, maybe I'll. But they say YouTube be acting a little crazy, so I don't know. But I think you have to make sure you have it set to all notifications instead of customized. But thank you for joining, Lisha. Thank you. So yeah, so it has gotten crazy on these YouTube streets with my girl Keesha as usual. It's nothing new. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it because the last time we actually spoke about Keesha, I think we were just kind of, everything was kind of up in the air with, the consequences that happened to Paris's channel. And Paris hadn't yet spoke out, and then Keesha and Hazel had kind of got into another. Keesha had some classy words for Hazel, so a lot had happened since we had last talked about Keesha. So we're pretty much just gonna catch up on it. I'm gonna give you all the rundown, and I'm gonna try not to keep y'all too long, okay? Because I know y'all got things to do. So first things first, my girl Keesha, she had, and I don't want to say I don't want to say that there was maybe a victory because I don't want to celebrate anybody else, getting a channel demonetized. But I will say my girl Keesha did, get she got some. Let me see what the right word is for it. My girl Keesha, she worked hard to make sure she got some justice for some of the things that were being done to her unfairly on these YouTube streets, period. And so it was definitely confirmed that Miss Paris Harley, her channel was demonetized. She did make a second channel and she did speak out, so we're going to get into that. But before we get into it, I just want to offer the disclaimer. I just covered this Keisha Kaylee topic, you know what I'm saying? And of course, my opinion always leans more towards the side of Keisha because I do feel like that she's been treated very unfairly on these YouTube streets. People go in on her for things that other people don't get other people don't get went in on for. And so, in a lot of situations I do feel for her, but in no way, shape, or form, do I celebrate anybody else's downfall. But there are consequences for every action that you have. So let me just go ahead and throw that out there. And this is just purely my opinion and my observations as a viewer. So as we all know, the first thing that has been going on with Keisha is, because of Paris's constant and excessive commentary that's been very aggressive about Keisha, her channel was demonetized. All right. Ulent Liquor says, do you think Keisha is too invested into August? She always speaks on how he will feel, think, or say. I think she should just focus on her kids and relationship. Let Jeremy actually figure it out. Okay, so I will say, I don't think that she's too invested because I think that here's what I will say. I think in the beginning, I think that she was overly invested trying to make sure that, there wasn't any mess behind it. I think that she was worried about her brand and her name. And so she got overly invested to kind of clean everything up and just save face for the social media. And so I think in the beginning she was too overly invested in it. And I do think that she should definitely let Jeremy and Ashley most definitely figure it out. I do feel that. But I think that now, I think that she's realized kind of the mistakes that she made in the beginning of the situation. I think that she's moving differently. But if you're with somebody, you're gonna want the best for them because she's his girlfriend still. So of course I feel like she wants him to have a relationship with his child. But I think that she understands that, it's not her fight. You know what I'm saying? That's something that him and Ashley are gonna have to figure it out. So in the beginning, yes, I feel like she may have been a little bit overly invested trying to just save face for everybody. But now I think that she's learned her lesson. And now I feel like if she speaks about the situation, it's just more so because she probably feels for her partner. If you see your partner up, can't see his child and he wants a relationship with his child and all this stuff that's going on is kind of getting in the way of that, then you're gonna feel a way about that. So I don't think that she's overly invested. I think that, in the beginning she was, but now I feel like she's learned her lesson. So no, I don't think that she's overly invested. Um, but yeah, so as we all know, Paris's platform got demonetized and she made another platform. And here's what I feel about the whole demonetization thing. Is it something that I'm gonna jump up and down and scream and hoop and holler and be like, yay? No, because I feel like anybody who has worked hard to build a platform that large and to lose it all, it sucks, right? But I will say I think everyone tried to warn Paris. You know what I'm saying? I think everyone tried to give Paris the constructive criticism. And I think everyone tried to give Paris that advice like, hey, girl, you're going too hard. You're doing a lot. So do I feel like the demonetization was warranted? Definitely. The most definitely yes. First baby mama, I think she learned that. Yeah, I think that she's definitely learning her role in the situation. And I feel like her being overly invested in the beginning was not her, it wasn't malicious. I just feel like she was trying to make sure that everything went as planned so that her brand wasn't ruined. So I don't think she ever had ill intentions. Queen T says, yes, I don't see it as over investing thing. I just see it from a supportive girlfriend. Yeah, I think that, that's your man. You're trying to stand beside him. And sometimes, you try to be there and you try to be supportive and you try to be the backbone, and it doesn't work out in your favor. And that's okay. So, like I said, I don't think that she was ever maliciously over invested. I just feel like she had built a brand with this man. People were invested in their relationship. People were rooting for both of them, and some embarrassing things happened, and she was just trying to clean everything up and be a helping hand, and it just wasn't the wisest thing to do given all the other stuff that was going on in the background. Okay, Unity Girl says Keisha just was definitely in a place that it was definitely in a place just wanting her partner and daughter's hair relationship with August. Exactly. I don't think it was malicious. I feel like a lot of time people try to paint Keisha out as this crazy, obsessed stalker. And it wasn't that. It was just, she is in a situation where she's in a relationship. And a lot of times in a relationship, if your partner finds himself in a situation that is affecting you as well, you're going to try to put your mind together to figure out how can we make the situation better. I feel like she had um the right idea, but what Keisha, and I think she's learned that. What she has to understand is when you're in a relationship with somebody, you and they go out and they make a mistake, it's for them to clean up, not you. But I think, like I said, I think she's past that and she's most definitely learned that. And yes, yes, true. Hey Guyanese, how you doing? But yeah, so back to Paris's demonetization. I think it was definitely well warranted. Is it unfortunate that she worked that hard to build that platform and now she has to start over? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a human at the end of the day, but I don't feel sorry for her. I just feel like she needs to understand that, you know, it's not you it's okay to have a conversation about somebody, but it is a way that you do everything. Oh, you good, Unity girl. I have typos all the time. First baby mama says Keisha and Ashley would have been cool, but everyone just don't want to believe Ashley was in love with Jeremy too. That's why they won't be friends. Because exactly, like people just don't want to admit that Ashley was in her feelings just as well as Keisha, and she was hurt. People love to try to, spin this narrative that Ashley was unbothered and her and Jeremy were just physical and she didn't care. But she was much very so in her feelings, because if she was not in her feelings, hey, Tanisha. Hey, thank you for joining. But yeah, because if she was not in her feelings, then you know what she would have did? She would have got pregnant. She would have worked out a wonderful co-parenting plan. She wouldn't have cared if Keisha was involved or not. She would have went on about her business. So her feelings most definitely were so involved in this, and she was definitely in love with him, because it had to be something for her to continue to mess with him after he kind of shot her down after she got pregnant, after she saw his true colors, after she got pregnant, and she still was willing to go back and mess with him after the fact. There had to be love or some type of feelings there, because if it was just physical, you would have just cut it off at that point. So yeah, people do love to make it seem like, she was unbothered or she wasn't, but she most definitely was just as much, feeling him as much as Keisha. But yes, so Paris spoke out about the demonetization on her platform, and her in summary, like I said, and if I don't care for someone's commentary, I can't watch it all the way through. I just watch enough because I know that if we want to have a public conversation about it, then okay, we can have the conversation. Hey Rudy, hey Simply Danielle. It says Paris goes too far with calling people family. Exactly. Her response was, I thought she was gonna come on there and be like, look, yeah, Lachey says, I do believe Ashley said she had feelings. I believe Jeremy did too. The women involved yeah. I think, yeah, he definitely had to have feelings for her as well. I think that he was just, caught in between, like, look, torn in between the two. You got your girl over here who, is the good girl, and, you want to marry her, you want to wife her down, but, it's some things going on in a relationship that ain't right. And you have another woman over here who you admire and you want to be with her too, and you and her have fun together, and y'all can be a good match too. And then it's just like, dang, I'm caught in between these two women, and I feel like it was just a love triangle, and it happens all the time. Facts. And also they don't want to admit that her and Keisha were getting along at first before Hazel told her that she was being too nice. Exactly. Like, if for Ashley to go to a restaurant and sit down and talk to Keisha, there had to be something inside of her that, was open to moving forward in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like there's no such thing as being too nice. If anything, Keisha was too nice to her, because baby, I ain't sit down with nobody. If I find out that you one of the people that was sleeping with my man, we ain't talking about nothing. So in all actuality, it was the roles were reversed. Keisha was being too nice to her, because some people would have been ready to fight. Some people would have been ready to pull up to your job. Some people would have been ready to bust you in your eye. You know what I'm saying? So some people get real ignorant about their man. Now, me, I'm the type of person, I ain't gonna be out here going to jail behind on no good man. But some people get real ignorant and get real hype about their man. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, Keisha was being too nice to her. Hey, Mariah. Yeah, that's definitely true. Hey, Lady Devereaux. Hey, Tanisha. But right. So in that situation, I feel like it was a love triangle. He was feeling Ashley, he was feeling well, of course him and Keisha were together, so we know he was feeling her. And it went haywire. It turned into a big mess because the internet got involved. You know, was not involved in this, like if they weren't who they were, I feel like this situation could be very manageable and cool, calm, and collected. Like I feel like I'm pretty sure it would be some drama. Now I ain't finna act like it was gonna be La La Land, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that it'll be some static, but I feel like if the internet didn't have if all these opinions and all this judgment and all this instigating went going on, they would figure it out. They would figure it out. I'm people when the other girl know he has a woman. Exactly. Some people would take that with you about their man, period. Hey DJ, F some. Oh, F you sue me. F you sue me. Look at me. Hey CC's life. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hey, bless highly. It says, I don't see how Ashley took advice from Hazel. Wasn't she in the same predicament with her kid's father? She should have saw the red flags of being a baby mama. Exactly. And you have to be careful with, allowing your friends to give you advice. I love my friends to death, and sometimes my friends do give me sound, solid advice. But it's easy for people from the outside looking in and tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. You have to look at your situation and be an adult and do what works for you. Exactly. She was going to Keisha for parental advice. I just find it very hard to believe that Keisha is just so evil, but yet she was really taking advice for her. Exactly. I feel like social media definitely played a part in the downfall of this whole situation. I feel like all three of them could have worked out a cordial situation. It probably would have still had some kinks. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have still been some bumps and lumps, but I'm pretty sure they could have gotten past all this, and August would be able to go with his sisters, and nothing. It wouldn't be an issue if the internet was not a factor in this. I really wish it can come together because the kids are so beautiful. Sometimes the court is needed. Yes, you're right. It's just like, and you hate to take it to the courts, but it's kind of like those children deserve to know each other, play with each other. And it's kind of like, they all of them are so beautiful. They all look alike. It just is sad that like the internet is literally affecting the real relationship that they can have. Like that's sad. I wish all three adults would just do what's best for the kids. Right. Like F the internet. Like, F what was said, who he said, she said, who sent pictures, who talked to reactors, who linked up with who. F all that. We got kids that are siblings. At the end of the day, if we ain't finna pull up on each other, get no straightening, if we ain't, you know what I'm saying, we gonna either agree to disagree, we're gonna get some straightening, we're gonna move on because we not finna hinder our kids from having a relationship because of some shit that we created as grown people. Our kids, they not finna feel the grunt of this. You know? It says parents don't have the reason those kids aren't together. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're definitely gonna get into that. It says, yes, Tanisha, I want all three adults to sit down with no friends or family members and really sit down on real schedule for the second. Yeah, it's kind of like, and it's like I understand how Ashley could be apprehensive because her and Keisha have an issue. And that's your baby. So you are going to be a little nervous to send your baby in the care of someone who you have an issue with. But at the end of the day, that's where prayer comes in. That's where God comes in. That's where maturity comes in. That's where you have to really sit down. And that's when it needs to be some real resolutions. If they got to pull up on each other, cuss it out, fuss it out, whatever, one day it's gonna have to be some resolve because you can't. Ain't no way in the hell I'm finna just be like, if my baby daddy, you can't see your child because of some shit that happened on the internet with me and your baby mama. If ain't nobody slap nobody, ain't nobody bust somebody windows, ain't nobody cause bodily harm to nobody, ain't nobody pulled up nobody job, ain't nothing really severe happened other than some shit talking. Like y'all can get past that for sure. You know what I'm saying? It says, I feel like Keesha and Ashley could have had a reasonable relationship if she would have just been honest with Keesha about her feelings from the beginning, and also didn't let Hazel and then get to her. Exactly. Because I mean, honestly, like I said, I've had to do it before. I've had to tell somebody who, they found out that me and their guy, we were dealing with the same guy, and they wanted to be on some link up and girl empowerment. I had to tell the girl, like, look, I'm not gonna stop messing with him, but I don't have no problem with you. But I'm gonna be real with you, sis, and we could just go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, both. I feel like people love to say that Keesha was manipulative and she wasn't honest and she wasn't truthful, but in all actuality, Ashley was not all the way transparent either. Because if you knew you still was gonna f with Jeremy, if you knew you wasn't done, that's all you had to say, and y'all could have went from there. You know what I'm saying? Now, sis, me and him have built a connection, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not finna promise you that me and him ain't finna have nothing going on. I know it sounds crazy, right? The right thing to do would be like, girl, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave your man alone. But just be honest. And if you knew that you and him and you were gonna still have dealings, you better look, girl, I don't know what to tell you, because me and him have been dealing and their feelings involved, and I don't know how this gonna work. But all I know is our kids are siblings, and so we just have to work it out for the kids, and then the other stuff we deal with it later. If that could have been said. Look, girl, I can't be buddy with you. I can't promise you that that I'm gonna leave your man completely alone, because he's telling me things I don't know what to believe. But guess what? Our kids are siblings, and we can figure that out. But anything else beyond that, I don't know what to tell you. That's all. And it's simple as that. It's a hard conversation to have, but sometimes it takes those real raw conversations to move forward. Period. It says, lastly, I feel if Jeremy sat them down and said his truth, apologized, it could have helped tremendously. My brother did that with his wife and baby mom in the work. Exactly. Like, I am, and I'm telling you, all it takes is honesty. You would be surprised at how relationships can work if people are just honest with how they feel. Now that I'm adult, I respect people more who tell me the truth and try to lie and pretend like they don't have desires, or like they don't have things they want to do outside of their relationship with me. Not saying I'm gonna let somebody walk all over me, but I like men who are honest and who say, look, one woman ain't gonna work for me, okay? Now I don't know if you into polygamy. I don't know what you into, but if you're gonna talk to me, if you're looking for Superman, I'm not your guy. I respect people who are honest about that. Now, does that mean I'm gonna deal with you? Does that mean I'm gonna go along with it? Maybe not. Different strokes for different folks. But those type of conversations are hard to have, but those conversations allow everybody to move comfortably and freely when we all being honest. If he would have set them down and told them what it is and just moved on, cool. Then everything would have been fine to a certain extent. Hey D, hey Lachey Sheree. You doing the I already look. Are you responding to what you said? Hey, who Kim? It says Ashley don't want to lose her supporters. She's letting her supporters get her co-parenting. Exactly. And that's what's crazy to me. Ain't no way in the hell I am fin to allow strangers on the internet to tell me who gonna keep my child. Hell no. This my baby daddy. We gonna figure it out. I don't need nobody telling me that I can't have babies. I got places to go. Okay. And y'all go check out the video she did about it was like a video about there was the one before this one, I think. The whole Troletta video, that was a good one, so go check that out, because I really enjoyed that. It says, now the day of reckoning is a lot to come back from. If it was me, I would have a hard time trusting Ashley after that. She tried to paint Keesha as this crazy psycho person. Yeah, that is true. That is true as well. And as a lot of times we talk about Ashley and what she has to get over. We also have to understand Keisha's a human being too. That's why I said, I'm not trying to promote toxicity, right? I'm not trying to promote um I'm not trying to promote violence or anything, but it's time for some face-to-face interaction. Cause it's just been, oh, thank you for subscribing, Wish. Thank you for joining. But yeah, it's just been too much going on to keep going back and forth on the internet. One day we're gonna have to deal with each other in some capacity. Our kids are siblings, and it's a lot that's been said. At this point, it's some straight that need to happen. Period. Like, it's some face to face, no outside friends. No internet people that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be some face to face. Look, what's up? Like, what's up? Because what it is, like, we not finna keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can talk it out, we can fight it out, we can scream it out, we can do whatever, but we ain't, this back and forth is not going to continue. We got kids, they're sibling. You ain't gotta like me. I don't gotta like you. But guess what? This all this shit, all this back and forth, it ain't gonna. We ain't doing this, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? And so, however it goes. But yeah, I do agree, Queen T. The day of reckoning was very much so a lot to come back from, because there was a lot of, in my opinion, it was just a lot of manipulation going on. It was a lot of people not, them trying to make it seem like, oh my God, Keesha was just stalker and obsessed, and nobody, like, come on, man, come on. And so, see, the thing is, the evil things they have done to Keesha, we all have learned Ashley can't handle. So that's why she can't stand up to these people. Exactly. And it's like, and it's sad because I just feel like I would never, I don't care about how many cash ups people send me. I don't care how much support people have shown me. No one who I don't know, who I don't know in real life, who's not a friend or a family member, no one is going to influence my decision about what's going to happen with my child. I'm not going to make a permanent decision for my child that could really affect him for the rest of his life and cause some damage, some emotional trauma. I'm not going to do that to my child for the sake of some damn internet supporters who don't know me, who will switch up on me in the blink of an eye. I'm not going to do that, period. It says both have a lot to discuss and move on for the kids. So sad, but it will get repaired. Yeah, I just think a sit down is needed. Just a sit down, like sit down. And I know a lot has been said. It may get heated. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to promote being ratchet. No, this don't have to be no love and hip hop type of situation. But in a situation where so much is being said, it's some real straightening that needs to happen. Period. Ashley is a true butterfly. It's over for Jimmy. Mm. Sheena Hines says Keisha has done evil things to Ashley and others. Stop acting like Keisha. But this is the thing, Sheena. Nobody ever said Keisha was an angel, but what evil things has she done? She talks shit about somebody who slept with her man. That's normal. Okay? That's normal. That's not evil. Did she pull up on Ashley? Did she beat Ashley up? Did she flatten Ashley tires? Did she go to Ashley's job and get her fired? Did she call child protective services on Ashley? Did she play? You know what I'm saying? Like if she didn't do nothing like that to Ashley, then just talking shit about somebody who was sleeping with your man, that's nothing. People do it all the time. Like, what are we talking about here? That temporary money isn't worth ruining a lifelong relationship between the fathers. Exactly. Like you exactly wish. Like I don't care how much support or how big of a platform that I've gained off of this situation. You ain't nobody finna tell me that my child can't see his daddy. And nobody's saying that, we gotta dictate what Ashley's gonna do with her child, because that's her child, right? She knows what's best for her child, but I mean, it's plain as day that something has keeping him away is not gonna help either. Nah, Ashley's done some evil things to Ashley F. Right, well, don't start, Sheena. They need to put their feelings to the side and do what's right for the kids. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. It says, damn, maybe I should have been a side chick. They get all the praise. Okay. Right. And that's the thing. It's kind of like, that's it. What it all, and we'll get back to the, because I was talking about parents at first. We'll get back to that in a minute. But what it boils down to is, I feel like the internet is a cap ass place. It's just point blank, period. Because the internet will literally make things that are normal human reactions to just triggering events in life, they will turn that into something so negative when it's someone that they don't like. But if it's somebody they like, then it's okay. We sit on the shade room all day, and we see women argue over men all the time. We see people get into a battle, tongue wrestle with each other over the internet, and have Twitter wars with each other. We've seen women tear each other completely to shreds behind a situation when them dealing with the same man. Look at Tara and Amina, Jocelyn, Mimi. Like all that was real life stuff. I mean, Love and Hip Hop has become scripted over the years, but in the beginning, all that stuff was real life stuff. And and we were here for it. We were here for the storyline. We were here for the read sessions. We understood where both parties were coming from, and we understood that both parties were human. When we was watching Love and Hip Hop, and we was watching Jocelyn and Mimi, we understood what Mimi was coming from, why she was mad, but we also understood Jocelyn too. We understood Tara and well, I didn't understand Tara and Amina, but or you know what I'm saying, or even other like mainstream celebrities. Hell, Beyonce called somebody out. She called Becky with the good hair out. I mean, we understood these things, and it's like when it comes to people who may not have as large of a platform, or people who may not be as mainstream, it's like people think, okay, well, just because somebody may be a YouTuber, they don't really, they're held to this higher like standard, like they just can't have feelings, they just can't be a normal human being. They're normal just like anybody else who we've seen fall out about a damn man. All right, let's get into some comments. It says, but it's Jeremy Childs too. Ashley needs to be a mother to her son. Jeremy actions aren't favorable for him to be alone with his son. What actions? What actions, Sheena? What actions? So you mean to tell me that just because a man may smoke some weed and go to the club, he can't be around his child? So you mean to tell me you ain't never seen people with baby daddies who go to the weed and may party and may, I mean, I mean, go to the club, may party here and there, whatever he may. I don't know what he does. I'm just saying, he ain't did nothing in my eyes that make me feel like, oh my God, he would be an endangerment to the baby. No, he's a regular dude, out here trying to get his life together. I feel like the mature thing would be for the three of them to sit down and everyone and put everything out on the table with no outside opinions. Exactly. Put it all out on the table with no outside opinions. The only thing Keesha did wrong was speak on Ashley to someone else on the internet. Everything else is collateral damage from sleeping with her boyfriend. I don't care. Exactly. The only thing I fault Keesha for was getting other people to tell her story and not telling it herself. It should have never been no conversation with no brilliant Bree. It should have never been no her asking nobody to speak out for her. The only thing that I fault Keesha for is not coming on this platform and being authentically transparent with how she felt. That's the only thing that I can fault her for. Other than that, uh what are we talking about here? He said she don't even know Jeremiah Ashley. They just need to keep social media out of it. No one needs to report where August goes and when. Exactly. It says you seem to know so much. Please tell me what Jeremy has done to not be alone with his son. Exactly. It says they act like he's slow Ashley, man. Okay. All right, let's see what Miss Sheena says. Sheena says Keesha interferes with August bonding with his father. Jeremy family don't care for Keesha. Who gives a damn, Sheena? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Because they boyfriend mama. You know how many people boyfriend mama don't like them? Do you know how people don't like their mother-in-law? I'm not saying that it's normal. I'm not saying that it's right. In a perfect world, everyone wants to have a relationship with their significant other's parents, but that don't got nothing to do with the price of tea or China. That has nothing to do with nothing. If people cannot, if people are using that Jeremy's family doesn't like Keesha, so that's why the baby can't go over there. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense at all. And that must be Sheena and the rest of the internet decision to make. Nah, I don't think so. Right. It says, how do y'all know that Jeremy's family hate Keesha? Okay, like do y'all don't know these people? Y'all don't know what be going on. Jeremy wasn't the one on FaceTime half naked trying to talk to his son, but Ashley was just disrespectful. What about him spread on the side while drunk or crashing his car drunk? Okay, so once again, because somebody had a car wreck, they can't see their child. Because somebody got lit and passed out, they can't see their child. Now, does he need to be careful when he has his child? Definitely. Does he need to be drinking does he need to be drinking if he gonna keep his child for the weekend? Absolutely not. But am I gonna stop my baby daddy from seeing his child because he was driving drunk? No. You just better not drive drunk when you got my child in the car. Okay, that's just that. But if you out with your friends and you catch a DUI and you out late night and my child at home safe and you out with your friends getting turned, that's on you. Do you need to be responsible when you have your child? Most definitely. But what you do after your child is in the bed, after hours, when you out with your friends, that's your business because you're an adult. It says, I think one of the problems is that Ashley wants August to be in his father's care when he's with him, not leave him with someone she has problems with. Yeah, and that's why I said I'm not all the way 100% against Ashley. I can understand why she would be apprehensive to send her baby if her baby's gonna be in the primary care of Keesha. Because if you don't like somebody, I don't care who you are, you're not gonna want that person caring for your child primarily. So I do agree that when August does come over, there just needs to be balance. Now, I'm not saying that Jeremy needs to stay in the room with August and never leave him alone with Keesha and never take his eyes off. Like, no, that's not realistic. But will say that when August does come over, Jeremy does need to make sure that he's doing the primary care and he's taking time off from whatever he usually does, making some time, which I'm pretty sure he's an adult and he knows that. When August come over here, you're gonna have to plan some activities, take them somewhere, and you be the primary person doing everything versus Keesha. So I do agree with that. It's normal. Some mother-in-laws overstep boundaries. Exactly. I mean, it's very common for people to get into it with their mother-in-law. Very common. Sheena, did his family tell you they don't like Keesha? I'll wait. Jeremy's like my son. He'll be all right. My son changed when he got into his 30. Right. Like, everyone has had some hiccups and some made some not so wise decisions. It just comes with just growing up and being mature. Simply Danielle says, but who are these people to tell Jeremy and Ashley, people that never met in a life, parent advice? Exactly. Exactly. All right. It says, Liquor Ashley don't have a problem. Tell the internet till the internet has something to say, period. She need Keesha was was with that baby the first night. Did she go get him? No. All right. Jasmine said, who said he crashed because he was drunk? Right. Is Ashley supposed to have her son on rooftop late at night for a fake photo shoot? Okay. She left her baby with Hazel. Right. That's another thing. Everyone has so much to say about Keesha caring for the child when her and Ashley have an issue. But nobody says anything or no one raises any questions as to the baby being around Hazel when her and Ashley clearly still have some type of issue. So it's okay for her to leave her child in the care of a family where her and someone are not on speaking terms. They have an issue. They don't got into it. Y'all don't care about the baby going over there. Y'all trust that, which I'm not saying that nothing. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm pretty sure they take good care of the baby, but y'all don't care about that. Even though her and Hazel fell out too, they had an issue as well. Y'all don't know what was said behind the scenes. Y'all don't know what happened. Y'all don't. Yeah, there nobody raises any question marks or find any a little bit weird that the child would still be in the cares of Hazel's mother. Nobody says anything about that. But y'all are so gung ho on the child can never be around Keesha because Keesha has an issue with Ashley. No, that's not how it works. And that's what's wrong with this Keesha Kaylee topic. It's not that Keesha is a perfect angel and she's done no wrong. And Ashley, no, it's not about that. It's about there's a double standard. There is a double standard always. But that's right. She still went and shook her ass. But she let Hazel mama watch him and she don't like Hazel. Right. Because if me and you don't fell out, there's no more of my child coming to your house. I will literally change careers and put my child in daycare before I send my child to the house of someone who I don't fell out with, or they someone I don't fell out with, their mama still watching my child. No. But I mean that's just me. That's just me. Hazel says she was fake and so on, but she's okay leaving with him and family. Exactly. Like no one finds that a little bit weird. Ashley should have thought about that before getting pregnant by a man with a girlfriend. Ashley can't control that. The course will say as long as the child is not in danger, you can't dictate who is around. Exactly. They like Keesha. That's why they keep talking about her. Keesha is going to keep elevating. They will keep hating. Right? Ashley accepted the side chick role. No one held a gun to her. Exactly. And that's another thing. You know, Ashley was not blindsided in this situation. She even admitted that this was not her first pregnancy by Jeremy. So by you getting pregnant by him again, or putting yourself in the position to get pregnant by him again, you are willing to accept what comes with the territory. And what came with his territory was Keesha. So you cannot have your way to the fullest extent once the baby gets here, when you're normally laying up with someone who has a whole nother situation. It don't work like that. It says people forget that Keesha had the baby for 5 days for her birthday, and nothing happened to him. All the kids getting along. Exactly. Exactly. Nothing was wrong until the internet found out. I don't understand why Jeremy hasn't went to the courts yet. Yeah, I mean, that's, and some people don't want to go. Like, some people don't want to put the courts in their business, because that's a hassle. But yeah, I mean, at this point, something needs to be done, because we can't, you can't just keep the kids away from each other forever, or you can't just keep a daddy away from his son forever. Like, there has to be some type of resolution. It says these people fake concern. They don't give a fuck about that baby. They just don't like Keesha. Exactly. They don't give a damn. They don't care. They just don't like Keesha. It says she's not even related to Hazel in any type of way. Y'all so fake. Exactly. Like, who's gonna tell somebody, yeah, take your child to the house of the homegirl who you don't like, or who y'all done fell out with. Y'all done had a disagreement. Hell no. Hell no. But before you let your baby daddy keep the baby, before you let the biological keep the baby, don't take him to his biological daddy. Don't do that. That's too dangerous. But send him over there with somebody you don't feel out with. Girl, what world do you all live in? Is it crack? Is it crack you all smoking? I'm just saying. She can't say she doesn't want Keesha around her son, because she knew Keesha was around before she got pregnant. So did she just think Keesha was going to disappear after she decided to keep child? Exactly. And really what it is she does not want to have the internet side eye her. She has built a group of support. People have supported her based on their dislike for Keesha. And I think deep down inside, she does not mind her child going over there. I think deep down inside, she doesn't even have that deep of an issue. I don't think she like Keesha, right? I'm pretty sure they have an issue. But I think deep down inside, she knows that, the child's going to be okay when he goes over there. She just doesn't like Keesha, but I think that she could very well get over that. But she does not want to have to come back and deal with all the people asking her all these questions in her business, trying to instigate and trying to tell her what to do. So she just takes, the easy way out and just says, "Well, bump it. I'm not gonna send him over there because I don't want to deal with the backlash." And that's not a wise thing to do. It says Hazel thinks she's the baby daddy. No one can stop you from being a parent. Go to the courts and get your rights. You can't argue with the courts. True. It says, just say y'all really don't like Keesha, leave it at that. Y'all don't even like Ashley. Y'all just hate Keesha. Exactly. Exactly. It says, well, you don't want to be in your child's life if you can't communicate effectively with other parent. That's not an excuse. But it's not even about communicating effectively. It's about, I'm not about to let you tell. Like, this is the thing. The same way Jeremy needs to communicate effectively, Ashley needs to not allow the internet to dictate what the hell she's going to do with her child. So you cannot call Jeremy, because when the situation happened, when everybody found out that Keesha had the baby, she was like, well, I told him that he was to, if he leaves the house, he needs to take the baby to the mama house. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't tell him, because if the mama could watch him, she would have watched him when you called her and asked her to, and she said no. So they both are going to have to understand how to communicate things. She's going to have to understand that everything ain't going to go her way. And he's going to have to understand that he's going to have some order and control to keep the situation peaceful. If adults can't figure it, someone needs to make a decision for them, get an order in place. Exactly. If they can't figure it out, the courts are going to have to get involved. All right. She left that baby over there with Keesha and had no issue until her support. Right. She didn't have an issue with it until the supporters started to get in her inbox and ask her all these questions and being nosy. Like they just really know her in real life. It says, my boyfriend was in court for almost 2 years to get his rights, so it's not that easy. Yeah, going to the courts can definitely be a hassle. So I can understand why people don't want to do it, because when me and my child's father first split, everybody first thing was, "Oh yeah, are you gonna put him on child support? You going?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let time tell what I need to do. And luckily, I didn't have to do that. Luckily, he has been an awesome father. He come get his child when he's supposed to get him. He send the money when he's supposed to send it. So, we didn't like each other at first. Now we was hating each other. We was cussing each other out. We was arguing. But in the midst of all that, he was still doing what he needed to be doing for the child. So, luckily I didn't have to take it that far. So I just let time tell. So sometimes people play the waiting game like I did and just see how it's going, work out. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I mean, it's only so long before you are going to have to get somebody involved. Oh Lord, these comments are going so fast. Let's see, where did I leave off? One moment, y'all. 1 second. Somebody calling my phone. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. But let me see. It says, to be honest, it's not that hard to get your rights unless he's trying to get full custody. It's best to do it now while he's young. It says, I've been in court for years and the fathers have rights up here. It says, I don't think in this stuff is helping mothers at all. Yeah. If, like I said, if they remove the internet from it, it would be much easier. But, that's, I think right now it's too late. It says right now because let's not forget Ashley wants to disappear. Right. How do we know if the internet is dictating her decision? She knows the man in real life. Well, the reason why we're speculating that the internet is dictating her decision is because the child was over there with the last situation that happened. The child was over there for Ash when Ashley had the birthday when she was gone for her birthday. He was over there 5 days. Everything was cool, calm, and collected. There was some glimpse of him in a vlog. People blew up her inbox, and then now she's on the internet explaining to herself, and she's explaining to an audience full of people who don't know her why she let her child go. The minute she started to open her mouth and explain to a bunch of strangers why the child was with the daddy, that's how we're able to determine that she's letting the internet dictate her decisions. Because what she should have done was not said nothing, because that's her child. And if she had an issue with the child being in the vlog or whatever, then that's something that her and Keesha and Jeremy could have talked about. So we think that the internet is dictating her decisions because we've seen her come on here and explain to complete strangers who are no benefit to her in real life why she's making parenting decisions when she doesn't owe nobody no explanation about why her child went with her daddy. It's the damn child's daddy. All right. Let's see. It says there's not enough cash apps on these YouTube streets that would have me listen to a bunch of strangers about my child being with his father. Ash is a very weak woman. It says he agreed though. The problem didn't occur until Keisha put the baby in the vlog. Keisha knew that was gonna cause problems. Okay, so you all have let's say this, liquor. So everyone had an issue with Keisha putting the baby in the blog, right? But no one said anything when her and Hazel don't talk anymore, right? Her and Hazel are not cool. They're not on speaking terms. To prove a point about whatever argument Hazel was having with Keisha, or I guess just to fluff her argument up, or to prove that she's still a part of August's life, Hazel pulls out her phone and she shows us a video of August crying and having a fit. Now, of course, she wasn't doing it maliciously. I think she was just doing it to show, like, hey, I'm still a part of August's life. But her and Ashley aren't speaking. They're not on good terms right now. Why does she have the right to still post the child, but Keisha can't show his leg in a vlog? I'm confused. I'm just confused. So somebody help me understand how one is different from the other. It says the messages show that was a lie. She didn't have a problem with Keisha having the baby until it hit the internet. The messages literally showed that. Right. It says this girl like 27, acts like 16-year-old. Who lets the internet dictate this much life? Right. Like, I'm not telling y'all why my child went with his daddy. He went with his daddy because that's his daddy and that's it. Don't nobody ask me nothing. If you don't support it, keep your cash apps and you don't have to support me. Lay, she got on the internet and explain why the baby was with father. Exactly. It says his past behavior is toxic. Any judge would agree. Jeremy family don't like Keisha and films them when they told her not to and brought to. Okay, if you think a judge give a damn because because somebody Mama don't like they girlfriend, then Sheena, I don't know what courtroom, I don't know what courtroom you don't been up in, but his mama not liking Keesha ain't got shit to do with him seeing his child. Like his mama is not a part of his mama is just his mama. She's just the grandmother who's there to be supportive from the outside. She doesn't have any they're not gonna consider how she feels when it comes to can the child see the father or not. They're not gonna give a damn who mama like who. I wish Keesha was my child. So I'm like, okay. LOL, you can't take people to court for bullying but want to fight for your child. We aren't privy to every conversation, we aren't privy, but the same way we weren't privy to every conversation that Keesha had with Ashley behind the scenes, but everyone determined that Keesha was this stalker, and everyone determined that Keesha was obsessed, and everyone made all these prejudgments on Keesha based on what they saw on the internet. That's the same thing that people are doing for Ashley. So everyone can judge Keesha on things they're not privy to that go on behind the scenes, right? Everyone can judge her based on what she displays on the internet, but then when it's time to judge Ashley based on what has been displayed, no one wants to do that. So if we're not going to judge her, let's not judge anyone. And if we're going to mind our business when it comes to Ashley, if we're going to let her do what she wants to do because we're not privy to every conversation, then everyone should have had that same energy with Keesha as well. As Keisha's not the problem, as you can tell by Jeremy's sister, they all have problems going on even before. Yeah, exactly. Every family has their fair share of problems. It says everybody has toxic past behaviors. I mean, that girl is a stripper and sleeping around when she was in a relationship. Nobody's hanging her to the cross for that, right? We're all human. We all make mistakes. She's not perfect, just like Keisha isn't perfect. She didn't explain the toxic behavior, and please don't say he smokes and drinks because you already said that, right? Jamie Johnson says you can't throw out accusations, but if you don't have proof, it won't stand, right? Because she wants her babysitter. And so, and let's be clear, Keesha only showed his leg and hair. Right. She didn't have the camera in his face when he was screaming and having a fit. Yeah. It says, take the course and take the judge out of Queen Naja book. She had limitations on who her child is allowed to be around and film. It says, Winter Ways where it says, take it to the courts and take a judge out of Queen Naja's book. She has limitations on who her child is allowed to be around and filmed by in his dad's care. And it's okay if there's limitations. All I'm saying is, it's okay if they because I'm pretty sure, Ashley doesn't want her child plastered all over Keisha's platform. Understandable, right? But let's just be fair to everybody. If I don't want my child on Keisha's platform, then that means I don't want my child plastered on my ex-friend's platform either. So I'm not saying that she doesn't have the right to have certain requests or limitations about what goes on with her child. But what I'm saying is we gotta apply that in all areas. But at the end of the day, the child still needs to be with his dad in some capacity, have some type of relationship there. So Keisha's only supposed to listen to Ashley when it comes to August. If his father says she could record him while he's over there, why is such an issue? Right. Did Jeremy's mother tell y'all she don't like Keisha because she was at the birthday party? Right. And every family's gonna have static. Like it's always something with the mother-in-law. It's always little small disagreements or little things that people may have little spats about. But at the end of the day, family is family, and they will move forward. Period. It says, yeah, at this point, court need to be involved. The women clearly don't like or trust each other. Yeah. Ashley posted August in the bed with some dude recently on her IG, but y'all have such a problem with Keisha posting his leg. Sheena says, no, I'm talking about Jerry's behavior. The court will agree his actions are toxic next. This has been going on too long with this child to not have gotten the courts involved by now, right? It says, spread out drunk on the side. Example another one. So people don't deserve to see their kids because they got drunk. So Sheena, you've never got drunk before? You've never got drunk. I'm assuming. So you've never had a drink and got drunk. Okay. And August seemed like he was so happy with Keisha. Right. Many good fathers go out for a good time every now and then and stop being dumb. Now, exactly. I don't got drunk before. Okay. I've had me a good old night out on the town. I had me some Patron margaritas with my homegirls. We're having a good adult over the age of 21 time. And I don't slipped and fell before. It's life. It happens. Okay. Okay, Lit Liquor says, okay, but Keesha didn't want Shanita, their aunt, to post her kids, but she can post Ashley's son. That's not fair. But that's the thing. That's not what we're talking about, Lit Liquor. Lit Liquor. What we're saying is, if you all have an issue with Keesha posting the child, you know, then why Keesha did not post the child. Keesha was vlogging and she caught glimpses of him in the vlog. She has not posted or plastered August on the platform. She did not intentionally put the camera in his face and record him and make the vlog about him. There were glimpses of him in the vlog, right? So if that is such a disgusting thing for Keesha to do, then why didn't anyone say anything when Hazel posted the video of the baby after letting us know that her and Ashley still are not on speaking terms? Why is that okay, but it's not okay for Keesha to show his leg or his hair? If the court agrees that his behavior is toxic, then they would do the same when it comes to Ashley, right? Because I mean, she drank too. Like they both like to have a good time. That's why they connected. They both live a similar lifestyle. That's what they had in common. That's why they were able to bond. They both said that. It says, "Damn, Sheena, do you have a man because you really invested in Jeremy's life?" Jaleesa Deacon says, "Can we talk about this woman, Tasha Ray?" Yeah, I seen the Tasha Ray lady, and I don't watch much of her because, like I said, when if someone has commentary that I don't agree with, I can't really sit through it. But it's kind of like I didn't agree with some of the things that she was saying about Keesha either because I'm like, y'all are really reaching at this point. It's given why are they in Keisha's business like that, but get mad when others are exposed, right? Ashley's behavior is even more toxic than Jeremy, in my opinion. At this point, Sheena, you sound like a child. All right, it says Ashley gets drunk every weekend, so I feel like the club for okay, first baby mama, hell. If you ain't had you a good old drunken night where you don't fell and damn near twisted your ankle, well, okay, then you ain't had no good night yet, okay? you know? Sheena has no clue. It says plenty of people be pissy drunk and have their kids in their care. That's not gonna make you lose custody. Exactly. So you think that you're gonna tell a judge, well, judge, one night Jeremy went to the club and he got drunk and fell out. So he never deserves to see his child again. And you think the judge gonna be like, you know what, you're right. No one who has fell out drunk deserves to see their children. Like, come on, y'all. We gotta grow up. We gotta grow up. That's why he's not taking to court. He knows what the outcome would be. I mean, he's probably not taking to court because a lot of people don't take things to court. A lot in the African American community, a lot of times people just don't like to get to court in their business. It says, "Let's be clear, Keesha, who said Keesha. Let's be clear, Keesha is who said Keesha doesn't want him on her channel. Sheena is a troll trying to make Ashley look good, but you just make Ashley look more absent-minded." Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he wants a lot about it. And a lot of dudes are like that. A lot of dudes are like, I don't want to get the police involved in my business. I don't want to talk to no police. I don't want to talk to no judge. A lot of men will put off going to handle their business because they don't want to talk to the courts. I mean, that's a common thing. There's a lot of men who get into it, their baby mama withhold a child, and instead of them just going straight to the courts, they may just wait it out and see can they just take the matters into their own hand. Is it the right thing to do in certain cases? No, you should go ahead and get your legal rights. But it's not uncommon to see someone not want to go to the courts. And it says Tasha ought to be doing what she's doing. Yeah, I was confused when I watched. I couldn't sit through a lot of it. It says Ashley and Jeremy are just alike. Adults drink. The judge probably drinks. Grow up, Sheena. Sheena has to be under 18, right? Yeah, the judge probably clock out and go get drunk. Okay. Okay, Mariah, honey, I got some stories, honey. I got some stories to tell. It says, bye, Sheena, you're being annoying now. Right? They forget that his father wanted him on the channel. There are many channels with commentary. It says hopefully doesn't include meds. Well, how long will he allow this to go on with his child with no resolution, kids involved? Yeah, I know. I do agree, Winter. At this point, my advice to him, if I were, if I were Keisha or if I were one of his friends, I would just be like, look, you got to handle your business first. Like, you cannot allow this to just keep going on and on. You got to handle your business, and you got to do what you got to do to get to see your child. At this point, bump what people gonna say, bump the hassle, bump the headache. If we can spend money on going out and having fun and doing all this and the third, then we're gonna have to take the time and the free. Even though we don't want to do it, we don't like getting involved with the popo and the judges and the courts. But about your child, sometimes you got to take it there. Period. It says, well, why haven't Ashley taken him to court since she claimed Jeremy is such a bum or a deadbeat? Alrighty. It says, yes, it's too many channels that dislike Keesha. If Jeremy is no good for Keesha, is he still no good to Ashley? Exactly. And that's what I say. In my opinion, I feel like people just don't like Keesha. Because if Jeremy and Ashley were to run off into the sunset right now and be together, everyone would be here for it. They would love it. They would subscribe to the channel. They would send donations. They would do all of that and above. It's just that people just have a personal vendetta and an issue with Keesha. So they will make things that are you know, normally things that we don't make a big deal about in the Black community, normally things that we don't really fuss too much about, they make those things a big deal because it's Keesha. It says, right, at this point, nothing else matters. Just do what you can do for your son, right? Because, as a mom, I just could not imagine not being able to see my child because of some shit that happened on the internet. Like, that just would tear me up on the inside, and I know that going to the courts is a headache, and I know that going to the courts is like, oh my God. But to for your child, sometimes you got to take it there and do what you got to do. It says, we also don't know what Jeremy's doing behind the scenes to fight for his parental rights. That's true. That is true. It says, another year missing out on his birthday. It's time for a resolution. The kids are growing up. I think that should be the focus. That you're right. That at this point, that should be the primary focus. D says, "Oh yeah, yes, girl." They said Jai fell out the bed. So yeah, and I was watching D's live, and Keesha was live the other day. Or what? Yeah, I think it was the day before yesterday. And of course, I guess there was a thump in the background, and somebody was crying. I guess Keesha went to go check on it, and now people are making a big deal about, oh, she let the baby fall off the bed or whatever. And I'm like, even if the child did fall, your child has never fell off the bed. There are literally commercials, okay, where they have like the little Pampers commercials when they have like, hey, this is you with your first child, this is you with your second child. There are literally parodies out here. You're just talking about some of the things that happen in motherhood and raising kids, in the falls, in the bumps, in the boo boos, in the scratches. That's a part of raising children. So you mean to tell me that you never have had your child fall off the damn bed? If you are telling me that, and you when baby eats, either you have some extreme some special human powers that means that you're around your child 24/7 and you're able to protect them at all times, or either you're just telling a damn lie, because anybody who has kids know they fall. Now, how often they fall? Okay, they may not fall as often if you have the right things in place, but if the child fell, what is the damn big deal? But she didn't fall. Yes, my third child. Exactly. Y'all seen that commercial? I think it was the Love's commercial. Like, honey, by child number 3, Miss Ma'am was not even giving a damn about what was going on. Because it's a known thing. Raising children is not picture perfect. It's not, it's not a walk in the park. Your child is gonna bump their head. Your child is gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? Your child is gonna get a boo-boo or a scratch. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, your child is gonna want to eat cereal for dinner, and you're gonna say okay because you tired as hell. I mean, it's motherhood, okay? Okay, D honey. Listen. It says Keisha said in that live, Jeremy's taking care of his business behind the scenes. Okay, well that's good. Mariah says not a thumb. Okay. Like, and that's it. That exactly. Girl, baby number three was on it. The baby number three was on her own on that commercial. Okay. At this point, all the people are crazy and have no life to be so invested in Keisha's life. Right. I said, shout out to all the third. Okay, because I'm telling you, the third by baby number 3 and 4. Oh baby, who? And I've seen people have multiple kids in real life. Oh, them third and fourth babies, them be some no limit soldiers. Okay, they come out the womb walking, talking, holding their head up, all that. Period. It says they act like Keisha flung the baby across the room. Exactly. Like if her children were in the bed and somebody happened to fall, so like so. It says people really put those public platforms on a microscope though. Exactly. And it's unfair because it's like, I understand that we're on the internet and people always use the excuse like, oh my God, you signed up for this, you knew what you were doing when you created a public platform. But that does not mean that we take away all of our humanly morals and values and start attacking people for shit that you wouldn't care about if we were in real life. In real life, if you see somebody walking down the street and they child fall, you will be like, "Oh, is the baby okay?" And you will go back to minding your damn business. So, the question I have for people who really attack Keisha on a daily is, why can't we treat this like real life? Stop putting her under this unfair microscope because she's Keisha Kaylee and she's a YouTuber and she signed up to put people in her business. Let's start treating people like humans. We are all human beings. If somebody ain't out here robbing, killing, stealing, doing bodily harm, doing ugly things, like if somebody out here just being a normal person, just making normal humanly mistakes, why can't we move past that? Okay, baby number 3 be talking today too, honey, okay? Okay, Keisha says Keisha's been targeted prior to Hazel, Ashley, and Paris. She was well known for taking down small channels if the narrative wasn't positive. But that's beside the point. That doesn't make it right. The people who were targeting her then were full of shit as well. Because it don't take all that. Okay, baby number 3 never act like 1 or 2. Okay, she didn't name a channel she took down because y'all love running with that narrative and you have yet to say it. Okay, we have yet to know. Nobody has yet to say the channel. Like, what's the channel? It says they're so bored. They said it was a thumb. Oh no, Johnny fell off the bed. Okay, and it's like, and they will literally take that, like you said in your live, D. They will literally take the fact that her child fell, and they're like, "Do you all know that Keisha Kaylee let her child fall? She's a terrible mother, knowing damn well they sister, they homegirl, they mama, they dad has had a child that has fell before. Kids fall. That's what happened. They're children." It says, whose channel did she get taken down? Sheena Alway. Okay, so what? Okay, so what, Sheena, is YouTube didn't agree? They said exactly, and that is the thing, and we're gonna get into that as well. Because let's see. Again, how did they know specifically if it was Jaya that fell? They act like they care for Jaya and Bully Journey. Exactly, like it's very weird, Nicole. It's very much so weird. The fact they claim to know for sure it was Jaya. Exactly, it's like, did you all see it? Were you all there? And if it was her falling, okay, she fell. She's okay. Her mama went and checked on her. Like, what the hell is going on? It says Keisha said a boot fell off the bed and Jai got mad and cried. Right, and that's very much so possible. My child used to do that when she was a little baby because she knew that she needed help getting down when she used to be in her little crib. She'll take her bottle, throw it over the thing, or she'll be playing with something, fall out her hand, and she'll start screaming and crying so I can come pick it up. It happens. It happens. Hey, Ocean's Wave TV, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So Sheena, what channel got taken down? Exactly. They can't tell us what channel. They can't tell us what channel. They said it was Jaya. They know what's out of the bed. Child, they'll make up anything about Keisha, and it's sad. Keisha would have cut their live off when the girls fell. She loves her kids. I don't care. I don't know. I don't know. People so hell bent on making her seem like a mammy or a bad mom. Right. Like people love trying to spin the narrative that she is this neglectful parent. But no one has called out anybody else or nitpick anybody else parenting. Let people do what they want to do with their kids. That's number one. No one gets on here and questions any of Ashley's parenting decision. And I'm not saying they should. But what I'm saying is they are Keesha has shown us what every parent at home with their kids chilling realistically looks like. And it's kind of like this parenting shit don't come with a handbook. As long as your children are fed, as long as you're not abusing your children, as long as you're not being inappropriate with your children, as long as you're taking care of your children and putting a roof over their head and loving on them and hugging on them and making sure they have love and affection. You ain't let nobody do nothing to them. You're protecting them. You're watching over them. That's all that it takes to raise kids. Everything else you can figure out. I already said, if a channel got taken down, post the paperwork. Right. They can't because they just want to run with the rumors so they can tear this girl down. This Paris says Keesha strikes, and later on we found out Paris put the video on private. That's what I'm saying. But they're not going to call that out, though. They're not going to call that out. There have been many inconsistencies in these stories when it came to the other side of the Keesha Kaylee argument. But no one is going to call that out. No one's going to say anything. Keesha say one thing that don't sound right. We got 50-11 videos with everybody calling her a liar. But then other people say things that don't sound right, that don't add up, that don't make sense, that's technically lies. And nobody say anything. Because if it's not Keesha, they're not going to call it out. And that's sick and that's sad. It says now they love Jaya and make it a point to stress how much smarter they think she is than Journey just to fit their stick ass average. It's terrible. Terrible. If you steal her content, she has the right to strike you. Stop being lazy and make your own content and you can avoid strikes. Exactly. Paris is a liar about life and everything. Yeah, so we're going to get on that as well. Ashley can't show what her son's doing in there because she never really has him. Right. And this is not to knock Ashley or not to, say she's a bad mom, because I think that she's just doing the best that she can. But, she's not on here giving us stereotypical stay-at-home mom vibes. She out here living her life, doing what she has to do. You know what I'm saying? No one's nitpicking her parents. Nobody giving her no advice. Nobody's saying anything about that. Because honestly, when I first heard about the whole issues with the babysitting and all of that, and she was just saying how she was struggling to find somebody to keep the child, the first thing that came in my head was, you need to change professions, right? You know what I'm saying? If it's that much of a struggle for a sitter, that's some advice that I would have given. But that would have been Keesha. That would have been Keesha coming on here saying she can't find a sitter, or she struggled to find a sitter, or she's considering letting the child go with this person or that person or whatever. Oh, they would have ripped Keesha to shreds. They would have said this. They would have said that. They would have called her a bad mom for having to have a babysitter. But everyone is praising the other side of the argument for doing the same shit, trying to figure out how to raise these kids the best way they can. That's what both of them doing. Period. I love all the girls. They're all different. Jaya is sassy. Journey is sneaky. And Jory is a boss baby. Yes, honey. They be over there looking so cute. Just Paris is live talking about Keesha right now. And it's sad. It's sad. Well, they knocked Keesha, so Ashley's not off limits. It says Garfield's speech YouTube channel Keesha trials on daily taking Sheena down. Okay, but that's not what you said, Sheena. You said that she has taken down smaller channels. She has gotten their channels taken. Her trying to take someone's channels for using her content, that's not the same as she has targeted smaller content creators and maliciously taking their channel. So Sheena, you ain't coming. This will be answering about the channels. Don't disappear now. Tell us what you know. Yeah, Keesha can't do nothing right. She can't do nothing right. They talk about Keesha for letting her mom watch her children. This is her mom now. But then don't say shit about Ashley still letting her child go with Hazel's mom. And her and Hazel clearly have an issue. They encourage that. They don't say shit about that. But will literally bash Keesha for having her mom watch the baby. What is the difference? What is the difference? Either way, somebody's watching the children a lot. Keesha is a YouTuber. She's an influencer. She has to have her mom be at home to help. So her mom has to watch her children and care for her children on a regular basis. And Ashley works, in the nightlife. So she has to make sure that she has a consistent babysitter while she works at the club. It's the same thing. It's just two different situations. Why is one person getting bashed and nitpicked and the other person nobody has an issue with? Because it shouldn't be an issue either way. They both are working and they both need childcare. What is the issue? It says Garfield speaks literally bullying Keesha. I've seen videos where he spoke on her eating disorder way in parenting. Exactly. Right. Yeah, I wish her boyfriend and mom can edit for my kids and she's a good. Exactly. Okay, period. Y'all don't know how much of a blessing it is to have a consistent sitter. I remember I used to live in the Atlanta area and I had to move back down home because I just could not take it. I could not take the anxiety of having to figure out who's gonna watch my baby while I went to work, having to figure out who's gonna get my baby while my baby daddy at work. Like that was running me crazy. That was driving me crazy because my mom was helping me, but she also had to work. So I was like, bump this. I'm going to go where I know I have a consistent babysitter, and that is back home. And that's exactly what I did. And my life has been beautiful ever since. I ain't had no problems when it comes to childcare. It says Garfield speaks, reacts on her entire vlog. That's not fair use. Paris, our new channel. Exactly. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that as well. Garfield's lying. They think Keesha watches them. She has over 500,000 subscribers. We send her stuff, and most of the time she never addresses it. It says you're not allowed to harass and bully people per YouTube guidelines. So if his channel gets taken down, then it's rightfully so. Exactly. What do you think about the teenage boys Garfield has been caught? Oh, didn't know that. Now that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But no one will talk about that. No one will talk about how some of these people that are coming at Keesha have their own criminal backgrounds and unspeakable things that they are involved with. And you all gonna still go over there and support them because they bashing Keesha, but their name is tied up with some sick stuff. I said, "Ooh, okay." So yeah, and excuse me if I'm sniffing, y'all. I got allergies. But yeah, so now when I first started, I was talking about the whole Paris demonetization thing, and that's another thing. Like I said, is it unfortunate to lose a channel that you work hard to build over the years? Definitely, right? But is it warranted when you don't know when enough is enough? It says, yes, I when I was in the Army, I got stationed in Washington State and I didn't know no one there. I had to ask people I didn't fully know or trust watch my kids. And then when I had duty, and I'm telling you, that is the most nerve-wracking thing. Like, I'm so grateful that my grandmother is, now, fun fact about my family, we have a small family. I'm the only child. My mom is the only child on her mom's side. I'm the only child on my mom's side. My mom is the only child on her mom's side. And my grandmother is the only child on her mom's side. So as you can tell, it's not a lot of people that can volunteer to babysit, right? And I'm just so grateful that my grandmother is still kind of young. So, she can get around really good and she has the patience for children. And so it's just such a blessing to have someone here with me who can, be there for me whenever I need them to. Like, that is a beautiful thing. So why would anybody criticize that? And if she has the resources to pay her mom, and and versus having to pay a stranger, why not? They ain't gonna address that, D. They're not gonna address that though. Hey, Frederick. It says, Danny, that's disgusting. Sounds like Garfield should be exactly. They're not gonna address any of the nasty allegations about some of these people that are trying to come for Keesha. They're not going to address people who have paperwork saying they were doing inappropriate things with children. They're not going to address that, but they're going to continue to bash her for simple shit that is not causing harm to anyone. It says 14-year-old boys in his Discord. Oh Lord. It says, oh, there's plenty. Please put Keesha. Okay. But now on to the demonetization with Paris. Like I said, Paris went live, and just background on that. It says, I got a big family, 10 sisters, 5 brothers, all crazy. Child, that's why I say I be wishing, I'm like, Lord, I wish I had a lot of brothers and sisters because it was lonely growing up, okay? But I have brothers and sisters on my dad's side, though, so that's a good thing. Hazel and Ashley has Hazel's mom as a nanny. They just don't pay her. Right. Like, what's the problem? What's the difference between Hazel mom watching Ashley child and Keesha mom's watching her children? What's the difference? How are y'all gonna bash her for paying her mom to watch her children, but then not say anything about the other thing? Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, they ain't got no answers for that, D. They're gonna keep changing the subject and bringing up more and more. So they're not gonna address the obvious elephants in the room. They're not gonna address the allegations about some of the people who attacked Keesha, but they're gonna talk about Keesha calling somebody a side chick all day long. Right. But yeah, and so pretty much Paris went live and she pretty much spoke out and addressed the demonetization situation. And when she went live, if it were me, if I got my channel demonetized because YouTube sat down and took the time out to get a human to look at my videos and they deemed that what I was doing was inappropriate, I would just be like, look, she got me. It is what it is. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? We had a good run. We had a good kiki. Let's move on. You know, but that's not what she did. She pretty much came out and she talked about it, and she was in the thing about me, it's just the lack of accountability and ownership for me. Everyone wants Keesha to own so much of this situation. They want her to own the fact that she called Ashley a side chick. They want her to own the fact that she was talking to Brigham B. They want her to own the fact that she told some of Ashley's personal business, like her and Ashley was friends. They want her to own this and own that. But Paris had a whole channel, face a consequence and face demonetization. This is not people who on Keesha's side. This is not people who seen Keesha. These are people working for YouTube who ain't got no dog in the fight, right? These people sat out and took their precious time to review this situation and deemed it to be inappropriate. And there were consequences that followed. And all she could respond with is, now, one thing I did like that she said was she told people don't go attack people who may have an opinion about the situation. So that was something good that she said. I will say that. But she was like, well, now that a human is looking at this, I have people that I have a representative for YouTube too, and they see everything. And it's like, I'm like, girl, don't start this again. Don't start acting like you got some connections at YouTube that's on your side. Because if YouTube was on your side, and they would not have demonetized the channel. Just take accountability that you went too far. And going forward, if you're going to do commentary, you're going to have to find a different way to do it. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. Like, it's sad how Paris is trying to convince people that she is a victim, but she was one who started to tell me exactly. Like, if you were truly a victim, YouTube would have looked at the situation and said, you did nothing wrong, girl, go continue to do what you do. No one is getting their channel demonetized for nothing. It went too far. It did, and just own that. It says, if you ask me, these women are mad that Keesha don't take her advice. It's like Keisha's supposed to listen to them. Keesha making bang, and they can't take it. Hazel said they was going to make bang. Right? It's like they want Keesha to literally name her firstborn after them or something. They want her to literally orchestrate her life every single way they see fit. They want her to, one second. But yeah, they want her to literally lay down and do everything they say just so they can criticize it and talk about it even more. Like, it's crazy to me. It's kind of like, and she was on the live like, and I understand, I was never living off YouTube anyway. And okay, Paris, we understand. We know that YouTube probably was not your only bread and butter. We understand that. But it speaks volumes when you have your channel is demonetized and this whole entire time you all are over there screaming, it's not a hate train. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just giving our opinion. It's not a hate train. It's not a hate train. But then YouTube looks at it and they're like, no, something wrong with this. No, we can't support this. It says, these reaction live just like you're doing right now. What makes you think this law because you put Keisha's name in it? Right. If Keesha did strike Paris for a long time, she didn't strike them other small YouTube. If she didn't strike Paris for a long time, she didn't strike those other small YouTube channels. Is she in a try again? I already did, and I see Paris lying gas and trolls. No, Sheena, we don't want to see anything from the internet that can be fake and doctored. If you have actual proof that Keesha did that to these small creators, show proof. Just like you plan people out, Keesha. Exactly. Every day, all day. It be giving very much delusional. It gives very much delusional. It says Keisha's for living 100 pounds soaking wet, and there's grown men on here saying she's bullying them. These folks are pathetic. Big K got y'all in stitches, and it's hilarious. It's quite interesting. I will say that. It says child parents know she wasn't wrong. That's why she has a backup page. Right. It says I hope YouTube get a new channel too. Right. 89 plus videos, you don't find that scary. When people take up stuff like that, it lets me know what type of person they are. Exactly. It's kind of like, and you're sitting over here like, and guess what, you guys? We're going to do Patreon, and then we can talk about everything over there, and we can play videos over there. It's like, okay. So you say you're not obsessed, right? You say it's not a hate train. You say that you're Keisha's, her life is trash and she's pathetic, and you say all this, that, and the third, right? But yet you continue. So you want to talk about her for free. Let's okay. You want to talk about her for free. Your bag has been affected by talking about her. So you want to keep talking about her for free. You want to create a separate platform to talk about her and play her videos, but you don't believe that you're too deep in. You don't believe this is a hate train. You don't believe you are the leader of the hate train, but you are willing to continuously, excessively talk about her after you have faced consequences. It's okay to talk about it here and there. It's okay to do commentary on her, but it's to the extent that in which you're going. Plenty of people have channels covering Keesha Kaylee. That's not the issue. The issue is the excessiveness and the aggressiveness of it all. New channel with 3 videos. Exactly. I mean, if I were her, I would want to switch it up. Hey, y'all, we're going to still get into it here and there. We'll still do our commentary, but I don't want to keep having a tussle with YouTube about my content. I want to be able to get on here and actually reap the benefits of me doing content for y'all. So we're going to switch it up. We ain't going to talk about Keesha every day, all day. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Like, how hard is that to say? Yeah, and it's sad. It's definitely sad. Girlfriend speaks as a whole man talking about why he don't like Keesha. Clear Lip says, yeah, it's crazy. Sheena, who said it was her that had them taken down? If it's against YouTube guidelines, you don't have an argument, right? Paris playing the voicemail left his mother. Lord Jesus. Whoever fought for the channel's bag, she Toya top fought and got a bag. Now she wants Toya in court. Let's talk about how Jaya fell it. Okay. How do you know she fell off the top bunk, Kiki? And if she fell off the top bunk, okay, has your child, do you have children, Kiki? Do you have kids? Has your child never fell? Did the world end because your child fell? Did you see the child fall? If you didn't see the child fall off the top bunk, then you can't say that. Do you know, did she show us the placement of the children in the bed? Do we know that the child fell, or was it the book that fell? How do you know the child fell off the top bunk? How do you know the child was on the top bunk? Lipstick Alley was all lied on Keisha's. Lipstick Alley always lied on Keisha. Most of y'all question come from Lipstick Alley. Keisha did this and exactly. It says, what channel did Keisha get taken out? It's given that you heard it from Paris and now you're regurgitating what you heard. Exactly. Okay, you said you heard it. So you mean to tell me because you heard a thump, you concluded that Jaya fell off the top bunk and Keisha didn't give a damn. If we didn't see with our own eyes Jaya fell off the top bunk, then we can't say Jaya fell off the top bunk. The same way, if it were Keisha telling us something that we didn't see with our own 2 eyes, you wouldn't believe it. If Keisha got on here right now and told us something that she couldn't back up with the receipt, right? You all wouldn't believe it. So if we didn't see the child fall off the bed, why are we having a conversation about the child fall off the bed? Because if Keisha wanted to get on here and talk about something that we didn't see or that she didn't have a receipt for, okay. But okay, Kiki, even if she fell and said, ouch, what's next? What's next? Has your child never fallen? Have you never seen a child fall? Like, well, this is not even a conversation. Keesha got up as soon as he heard the noise. Exactly. So if she was such a bad mom, then why did she get up when her child was crying? Yeah, it's parent. And Keisha's not a bad mom. So your child. So you think that? So I'm okay, Kiki. So with that being said, since you think that children falling makes you a bad mom, and you think that children having bunk beds makes somebody a bad mom, then I'm gonna assume nobody in your family has ever had a child fall or has ever had a bunk bed for their child. Child, please. But yeah. It says, meet Mom D leaving harassing voicemails on Paris Mother voicemails harassment. Jenna don't give you the right to commit a crime. Okay. We on this live talking about Keesha. Okay. So if leaving a voicemail on somebody's mother's whatever, if that's a terrible thing to do, then what is leaking someone's address where their children lay their head? What is discussing someone's child's medical conditions? What is getting online talking about the personal appearance of someone's mother and calling them all type of bitches and hoes? What is screaming in the camera to the top of your lung calling a woman that you never met a bitch and a hoe? What is calling a woman that you never met a dumbass bitch? What is that? So if leaving a voicemail is harassment, what is screaming into your camera, calling a woman you never met, you don't know, who has done nothing to you, a dumbass bitch and a hoe? What is that then? What is that? Like, alrighty. But nobody, well, I'm definitely not an enabler or a bully. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it says Paris call Jim Malone Keesha. Yeah, I'm definitely not an enabler or a bully. It's just like, you all want to pin one person to the cross, but not call everybody else out. You all are the bullies. You all want to keep talking about the same person over and over again, and you want to see somebody's children get taken from them. You want to call somebody a bad mother. You want to see somebody lose their kids behind some internet shit. You all are the bullies, okay? It says Paris mother called D back several times. Why did she call? Exactly. This Paris mother likes to talk to me. She told me about her date and everything. Oh Lord. But yeah. Oh guys, it's 9:37. I didn't realize I had been over here that long. All right, Kiki. Now we ain't gonna come here and start no arguments now. So we're gonna put you in timeout. It's okay to come on my platform with a different opinion, but we ain't gonna come on here calling folks' name and arguing back and forth. All right, so one thing we are not is bullying. Your monster is bullying women and children. That's why exactly. Exactly. Okay. But yeah, so in summary, catching up with Keesha today. It's the same shit, different day. Everyone, trying to paint Keesha out to be such a terrible person still, even after there have been clear consequences, even after YouTube has stepped in and got involved and determined that what Paris was doing was inappropriate, so inappropriate that her channel had to be demonetized. If that is not a telltale sign of this is not okay, and just because someone had a disagreement with someone who was sleeping with a man does not make it right for us to go on and on and on and be malicious and nasty and rude to this person every single day of their life. If YouTube stepping in and demonetizing doesn't show us that, then what does? Then what does? This is Paris mother always talk to me. Oh Lord. But this is the thing, Sheena. I don't want to hear anyone. I don't want to hear any black women name calling each other. But you all, this is the thing. This is why I don't address the name calling. Because before we ever knew D, before D came to the platform, Keesha had been every bitch under the sun. Keesha had been every dumb asshole under the sun. Paris had called Keesha every vulgar name you could think of. Jeremy had been called gay. Hazel set up on there and called her key fungus and talked about her alleged hygiene problems, all of that. She had been degraded beforehand. So no, I don't. When someone claps back and start name calling, trying to defend their friend who's been name called, then no, I don't care. I don't care because it's unfortunate to see it on everyone's end. I don't want to see anybody calling anybody names, but you all didn't say nothing when everybody else was doing it first. So if you all are against name calling, be against name calling from the beginning. We're not going to talk about name calling when D enters the chat. Because D came name calling because the minute she tried to speak out in support of her friend, she got attacked and she got doxxed and she got people attacking her. But what about how this all started? You all didn't mind the name calling in the beginning. You all didn't mind the name calling when before we knew who D was. You all didn't mind the name calling when Keesha was sent back being quiet. Y'all didn't mind the name calling D. Y'all didn't mind the name calling when the minute D spoke out about Keesha, it was, oh, she's a discount diva, she's a this, she's that. The name calling started with the other side of the argument. So you all didn't mind the name calling then, but now we want to cry because people calling names. Well, then why did you start? If you didn't want nobody to call you a name, then why did you start calling people a name? If you can't handle someone cussing you out, then why did you cuss them out first? It's clear. Okay, but this is the thing. I'm talking about how this started, okay? I can't be fair when someone started something, when someone started being vulgar and nasty. Nothing Paris did was fair, so no, I'm not going to speak about anything. I'm not going to speak in favor of Paris because she was not fair. She didn't come on this platform and give Keesha a fair she didn't give her fair perspective on Keesha. She came on this platform screaming in her camera, aggressively calling Keesha all types of names. She came on here screaming her in her camera, calling Jeremy gay. She came on here screaming in her camera, pulling up Google to talk about a child having an alleged medical condition they don't in a medical condition. She came on here accusing people of neglecting their kids. So she was never fair. So there's no fair commentary to give on Paris because she was never fair from the beginning. Okay? We can't say, hey, who Kim? But yeah, we can't say, well, why aren't you giving a fair opinion on Paris? Because Paris has never been fair. She's never been fair. If Paris, if she came on here and she was, calm and cool and collected at first, and then, it kind of got a little out of control, then that's the difference. But from the beginning, it was very aggressive, very vulgar, very, very much so hard to watch. Now, after consequences started happening, she calmed it down a little bit. But at the end of the day, I can't have a fair opinion about somebody who was bullying somebody and harassing somebody because that's what it was. Period. Point blank. You know. you know but yeah, I mean, that's just facts, period, Kim, and that is just facts. Paris started clearing her up. It's kind of like, that is in summary what's going on still with Keesha. People are still turning the blind eye to all of the disrespect and how this started. People like to say, well, this started when Keesha told Brittany some of Ashley's business. Listen, if you go sleep with somebody, man, and all they do is talk shit about you to their best friend, you're lucky. You were spared. Okay? This is the thing. Should Keesha have came on this platform and told her friends to speak out for her and ask people to speak on her behalf? Absolutely not. I said it was a bad decision from the beginning. But her feelings and her sentiments about Ashley were warranted. Ashley was a willing participant in a sneaky situation with her man. Ashley and Jeremy were both wrong, period. And so we're on here crucifying her for having a normal reaction to a situation that your homegirl probably done been through, your mama done been through. Nobody is sitting around here giving the utmost respect to somebody that's sleeping with a man. Yes, I'm going to talk shit about you. Now, the difference between me and Keesha is it wouldn't have been no asking nobody to do nothing. I would have been calling Ashley the phone, and me and Ashley would have been had to have a conversation, because if me and you sat down and had a woman-to-woman conversation And it was understood where we stood in the situation. And we're supposed to be on the same page. And we're supposed to be moving forward. And I invite you into my home. And then you come into my home and you still on that sneaky shit with your baby daddy, and you weren't woman enough you weren't even woman enough to even keep it 100 from the beginning. You didn't want to keep this shit gangster from the beginning and just say, look, sis, I ain't finna stop fucking your nigga. This my baby daddy too, and this what it is. If you ain't woman enough to do that, then I don't owe you any more respect. The same way I love to holler, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Can y'all hear me? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? I told y'all it's this new Wi-Fi. It is this new Wi-Fi. I'm convinced. Somebody's put yes in the chat if y'all can hear me. Oh, y'all can hear me? Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, but like I was saying, all in all, Ashley didn't come on the scene being 100% transparent either. Was I here for her clearing her name? Absolutely. If you getting talked about, you have every right to hear your clear your name. Cool. But she didn't come on here to state facts. She came on here to, talk about, well, he told me it was a job, and to try to minimize the role that she played. I mean, yeah, she acknowledged that she was wrong at some point. She took somewhat accountability in some situations, but she didn't keep this shit all the way G either. Let's just be 100. She came on here talking about Jeremy being a deadbeat, but then she was still sleeping with Jeremy. She came on here saying that Jeremy told her, well, she came on here and Hazel blurted out, well, Jeremy told us something about your hygiene too, but then getting mad when Keesha talking about her personal business. She came on here deflecting and trying to shift all the blame onto Keesha and acting as if Keesha owed her some great deal of respect when, girl, you got lucky, okay? The average person ain't finna invite you into their home. The average person is not gonna want to sit down and talk to you. The average person gonna want some smoke behind their nigga. Okay? The average person ain't finna welcome you with open arms and try to play friendly. The average person gonna want to make you pay for the role that you played. So, her and her friend saw Keesha as a weaker link. Paris caught wind of that. They linked up and they began to bully and taunt and talk about shit that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. They was on here calling Jeremy gay, talking about Miss Sandra, calling her slow, talking about her parenting, going all below the belt, getting all off topic, not really clearing up shit. They really came on here cracking, talking about how somebody's skin looked, talking about how somebody's wig looked, talking about shit that don't even matter. When it all boils down to it, this is shit that happen every day. People, man, cheat on them every day. People stay in a relationship with a man who no good every day. People sleep with people, man, every day. People get into it with a baby daddy or the baby mama every day. People talk shit about their baby daddy or the baby mama every day. This happens in real life. No one deserves to be counseled for it. No one deserves to lose their livelihood for it. No one deserves to lose their children for it. No one deserves to have CPS called on them for it. No one deserves to be harassed and talked about day in, day out, every day, all day for it. So, as people, we need to just pull back and stop being hypocritical and just be like, look, this is just real life shit. These are real people. Shit happen. At the end of the day, they have children who need to have a relationship. So how the hell are we going to move on? Period. It says the average woman ain't as mature as Keesha. They took Keisha's kindness for weakness and saw her as a way for some free clout. Exactly. Because, baby, we in the same city. The average person, uh, baby, it ain't none of this internet nothing if we in the same city. I'm not arguing with you on the internet. Pull up. Period. I'm not going back and forth about shit. If you got an issue, pull up. You know? Like, this was a very fortunate situation because a lot of people get real ignorant and real crazy about these niggas. I literally have seen people lose their life over a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, and not saying that it's right, because it's definitely wrong. But what I'm saying is people are taking the situation and blowing it completely out of proportion. Because it ain't that damn serious to be talking about this girl for damn near 2 years straight. Okay? Period. I would have been ready to whoop both of them. Come here. Okay? Both of y'all finna play in my face like this. I would have invited both of them in that living room. Pretend like we finna have out. I would have made sure that the kids were there. And I would have got on both of their ass. But so people are forgetting that there's a human element to this. And you don't get so lucky as to, oh, well, the other baby daddy, her baby mama, that his baby mama, she just talked about me to her friends and to some internet people. What? That's it? That's all that happened? Child. Had it been me, I would have mopped the floor with Ashley, but it's not me. Right. This every party is wrong in the situation. Don't let the enemy use you, ladies. God is real. Forgiveness is the best freedom. Free your, and you know what? That's a good point, Libra. Everybody in this situation could have moved differently, but at the end of the day, we just got to move forward. It's time to move forward. Period. Some lines been crossed. It don't went too far, but when it comes to these kids, it's never too late to fix a situation. So what all three of them got to do, and I'm gonna end it by saying this, because I've been on here for almost 2 hours. What all of them have to do, at the three of them, is drown this internet shit out. Okay. Kim said I would have baby order flow. Okay. Boy, I would have, both of them would have got the best of me that day, honey. I would have been, what, man? But yeah. But what the three of them have to do now is drown out all this internet shit. Everybody who hyping it up, everybody with opinion, that doesn't matter. We all voluntarily put ourselves in this situation. Keesha, by staying with Jeremy, you voluntarily put yourself in it. Jeremy, by playing both sides with these women, you voluntarily put yourself in it. Ashley, by voluntarily still sleeping with him, knowing he had something going on, you voluntarily put yourself in it. So now that all three of these adults have voluntarily put themselves in this situation, let's voluntarily get ourselves out. Let's take the high road and be like, look, fuck the internet. Forget what people have to say. Forget what has been said on the internet. Forget what has been done on the internet. The internet is fake reality. People can get on the internet and say anything. Somebody get on here and tell y'all they found $1 million in McDonald's bathroom. Y'all probably believe it. Okay? Like, the internet is a cap ass place. F the internet. Okay? Let's sit down and figure out what we're gonna do for these kids. Period. And go from there. All it takes is a face-to-face conversation. Okay, that's right, Red Sea. But yeah, and that's my final thoughts on the situation, But I wish the best for everybody involved in the situation. Like I said, at the end of the day, this was a situation between Jeremy, Ashley, and Keesha. And only Jeremy, Ashley, and Keesha are going to be able to figure out the best plan of action to get themselves out of the situation. Period. And said, Sheena, I hope you had fun. Got all of your questions. Okay. Sheena definitely came here. She hung with us tonight. Um, but yeah. It says these people have no content. If Keesha doesn't vlog, go live, make an edit video with y'all. Okay. But yeah. So thank y'all for hanging in here with me tonight, honey. I'm about to go and enjoy my dinner. I made some smothered pork chops, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat that. And I am going to get off of here. I'll probably take me a bubble bath, and yeah, LOL, you finna get blocked. Okay, how the hell am I gonna have energy for somebody I don't damn know? Block. But yeah. So thank you all for hanging in here with me. And like I said, I'm trying to be more consistent, honey. Your girl be busy, honey. Your girl be busy. So I will see you all in my next video. And make sure that if you are watching and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and continue to support me. Turn those post notifications on. And you all have a good night. Peace and love. And you all enjoy your night. See y'all later.